poetry, programs, interpretation of events from some of the best, most award-winning students that we have here at Fullerton. This event is being put on by the Titan debate team, which is one of, if I'm not confused, the only competitive forensics teams here at California State University at Fullerton. Forensics allows students the opportunity to compete in speech and debate events against the other best students from the best universities in the country here. And they come to tournaments where they either compete in debate or in competitive speech events where they get to practice and develop the skills that are necessary for them to be competitive both in college and beyond. Today, you're going to get to see speeches by a number of not only the students that compete here, but also some of the coaches that participate on the team. So this is a really rare opportunity for you to see the best of what Fullerton debate and forensics has to offer. So I have a couple of quick announcements before I introduce you to the first couple of speakers. The first and most important is please make sure that your cell phones are turned off. I know that I had to double check it myself because if I get blown up on the stage, that would be very embarrassing for me. And so if you would do us all a favor to make sure that your telephones are turned off so that you don't disturb any of the speakers as they're speaking. Many of the speeches that you hear tonight will be funny. It's awesome if you laugh and participate in that way. And so be sure to pay attention and stay engaged. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Donnie Peters, who's the Assistant Director of Forensics here at Cal State Fullerton, which means he's one of the coaches that organizes the entire debate team, helps to get them to tournaments, helps to get both the debaters and the other individual events people prepared to compete at these tournaments. So please give it up for Donnie Peters.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out, and I just wanted to explain the reason why we're having this event. We are having this event as a fundraiser to support scholarships for students in the Los Angeles Urban Debate League to participate in our high school summer camp, which occurs July 8th through the 20th. So all the money that you might have donated, and if you donated $10, that's great. If you want to donate more, we would be happy to take it. So we can have students to either, one, stay in the dorms and for the entire 2 weeks and participate, or we'll also have a couple of commuter scholarships where they come from LA all the way down here to participate. But debate is a great event, especially for high school students, so they can learn public speaking, argumentation skills. It helps them to do better in their classes, and hopefully what it can function is as a recruiting tool for us to bring many of the kids from the Los Angeles Urban Debate League to our debate program. So that's why you're here. That's why we appreciate having everyone here, and I hope you will enjoy this experience. If you have any questions in regards to our high school summer camp, feel free to come see me after the event and I can tell you all about it. So thank you very much.
So I wanted to reinforce some of what Donnie was saying. I'm a student for whom debate was a pathway to go to college and to remain in the driver's seat of my own educational destiny. I'm a student that benefited greatly from scholarship money like that generated at events like this. I wouldn't have been able to afford to go to competitive debate camp or even to attend the university here without access to that. And so we want to thank you very much for coming out today and encourage you to contribute so that students can have access to the same life-changing activity that really helped to mold me and to put me in the position that I am today. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to one of our award-winning individual eventers, Kiara Diaz, who's going to do a prose for you today. Just very quickly, I want to let you know about what prose is. So prose is a single piece that is written by an author. It's a piece of literature that she's going to interpret for you here on the stage. I hear that she's been amazing in competitions this year, and I'm just excited as you to see how well she does. So please, big round of applause for Kiara Diaz, who will be performing the piece, An Open Letter to Whoever Broke Into My Car This Morning by Laura C. Whitner. Thank you.
Dear whoever broke into my car this morning, hello, O pirate of the back streets, and congratulations on your new possessions. After noting what was missing from my car this morning, I thought that perhaps we could talk a bit First of all, nice job finding that CD player in the console. Only a true professional would know how to dig underneath the York peppermint patties and fast food napkins. But you put your heart and soul into your job and went the extra mile, and I really respect that. The bad news, my friend, is that the CD player is broken. Not just needs new batteries or needs to be opened up and blowed into or needs to be taken into the shop. For a while, if I set it on my knee while I was driving, and if I moved it all around, and if the moon and the rings of Saturn were in alignment, I could get a song or two out of it. But its day has passed, and I'm sad to say that it's not going to be much help to you. I wish you the best of luck with it, though. And hey, do you know the guy who stole my cell phone last month? Maybe he can tell you where you can sell it. Oh. Secondly, thanks for finding that cord to my electric cooler. I was looking for it all over that car for months, and I couldn't find it. But when I came down to my car this morning, there it was, sitting on my car like an answer from God. I was wondering, while you were looking around in there, you didn't happen to find a library book, did you? It's overdue, and I can't seem to find it. Maybe you took it. I can understand that. That Michael Cunningham is a pretty amazing writer. Have you gotten to the part where Clarkson dies yet? Really sad. Could you return it to the library when you're done? No rush. I don't mean to be a downer, but there was one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Next time, could you pick up a little? I just cleaned the car a few days ago, and there was stuff all over the place when I went down there this morning. You ripped my change container right out from the dash. Pennies were everywhere. My glove box papers were all crumpled up. And you left the passenger's door open. What if the battery had died before I had gotten down there? I wouldn't have been able to make it to school today. Look, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. What Mom used to tell me was, have fun, but pick up when you're done. Think about it. It's pretty easy to remember because it kind of rhymes. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Anyways, good luck with everything. Sorry I didn't leave more stuff in there. I guess the cell phone guy kind of ruined it for you. That's how it is though, one bad apple. Sincerely, Laura C. Winter.
Okay, coming up next, we have another prose piece that's by Edwin Urbina, who's one of the debaters from our policy debate squad. And so you may not get the inside joke here if you're not a forensics person, but debaters don't really do events. So for him to stretch out and to try to do this activity is a very big stretch for him and should be very exciting. And we're really excited to see him. So please put your hands together for Edwin Urbina.
Our refrigerator door is currently accepting your artwork, personal essays, short fiction, and poetry for submission. Please know that we are careful about the work we publish on our refrigerator door. We want people to come away from our refrigerator door feeling invigorated and alive, as if they had just learned something about themselves and or the world that heretofore they had not. In short, we want to provide a cathartic, life-altering experience for anybody who comes into contact with our refrigerator door. So, because of this, we expect the best and only the best from those artists who wish to contribute their work. Guidelines for artwork. Your artwork should be strong and bold. While we are partial to realism, abstract work is okay too, provided it is not simply abstract for the sake of being abstract. For example, you can say that squiggle in the corner of the page is a bunny. But we won't believe it is a bunny unless the artistic strength of the piece compels us to believe it is a bunny. Having floppy ears and a bushy tail never hurts. We are open to all types of media as long as the work is light enough to be affixed to our refrigerator door by no more than 6 alphabet magnets. Collages are welcome, but if the piece of art contains uncooked pasta, please make sure it is glued securely. Should an uncooked fusilli or farfalle detach and fall to the kitchen floor, our dog will attempt to eat it. The last time Rusty tried to eat uncooked fusilli, he nearly choked to death. That wasn't fun for anyone. Please be sure that the work of art submitted includes the correct spelling of your first name, the date the piece was created, and a 1 or 2 line description of the piece. We realize some artists don't like to include descriptions of their work because they find it boring and dumb to have to write them. But we find it essential because sometimes we have no idea what we're looking at. Guidelines for personal essays and fiction. Your writing must explode off the page and render the reader your helpless, quivering slave. As stated earlier, our refrigerator door is in the life-changing business, and cousin, business is a boomin'. So be sure to pack your prose with power, grace, and the proper use of punctuation. Commas are not little playthings that you can leave here, there, and everywhere, so use them wisely or don't use them at all. Same goes for exclamation points. Submissions should be no more than a page long. There is only so much space to go around our refrigerator door, as there must be room for the grocery shopping list, random family photos, and that invitation to the wedding that we're all dreading to have to attend. Double-sided work will not be considered. We don't want readers lifting work to view content on the other side of the paper. Everything is precarious enough as it is, what with the weak-holding alphabet magnets and all. Guidelines for poetry. We are open to poetry, but keep in mind that any poem containing the word poop or variations of the word, such as poopy, pooptastic, or poopsicle, will not be considered for publication. No one wants to read about poop while standing in front of our refrigerator door. We recommend you submit your poopy poem to the bathroom wall instead. Special note regarding robot monkeys. We are no longer accepting robot monkey themed work, be they drawings, stories, or what have you. We've had it up to here with robot monkeys. Yes, robot monkeys are funny and cool and they make amazing beeping sounds, but enough is enough with robot monkeys. Robot monkeys are so last July. And no saying that something is a tree and then later telling us it's a robot monkey. You know who you are. That will lead to immediate removal from our refrigerator door, and no amount of crying and or spinning wildly on the floor will make us put it back up. No simultaneous submissions. We understand that you have many choices for publication. Nanny and Pop-Pop's refrigerator door, your teacher's bulletin board, your babysitter's high school locker, and Uncle Todd's full-length mirror are all fine places to display your work. However, we ask that you please refrain from submitting to more than one place at a time. We don't wish to relive the turmoil we had with Nanny and Pop-Pop over your fat elephant skateboarding at the beach piece. So, 3 questions you must ask yourself before submitting your work. Have I spelled my name correctly on my submission? Is my submission robot monkey free? Does my submission seek to make a difference in people's lives? We thank you for considering our refrigerator door for publication of your work. Please allow a 1 to 3 minute response time for your submission. If, however, we are busy watching Breaking Bad, please expect a slightly longer wait time. Go clean the playroom or something. Just leave us alone and let us watch our show peacefully until it is over. Thank you.
Okay, next we have a couple of pieces that are distinct from the first 2 that you saw. These next 2 pieces are POIs, which stands for Program of Oral Interpretation. In essence, a POI takes several different pieces of prose, poetry, or performance pieces that are built around a common theme, and they weave them together. So you will see the theme of these pieces sort of emoted throughout the entirety of their POI. So the first speaker that we have coming up is Erica Thomas. Erica is the Director of Forensics here at Cal State Fullerton, which means she's boss lady. If any goodness comes from the program, you will see that that emanates from Erica. I'm very excited to see her do it as well. Her piece is entitled Kitty Confessions. So please put your hands together for Miss Erica.
boyfriend just pushed my head away. I could pee on him. She's ignoring me, ignoring her. I could pee everywhere. She's making up for it. She's putting me up on her lap. I could pee on this. I could pee on this. Hi, my name is Erica, and I'm a crazy cat lady. It's true. I mean, no offense to dogs, but I just love cats. Even when we convince ourselves that we own them, in actuality, cats own us. And I appreciate the recognition of that. So tonight I pay homage to Bianca, Phoebe, and Tyson, my 3 furry, friendly feline housemates, with the following pieces. I Could Pee on This and Other Poems by Cats by Francesco Marcelliano, Sad Cat Diary by Z. Frank, How to Give a Cat a Pill, author unknown, and I'm a Fucking Cat by Patricia Robertson. Dear Diary, the authorities have removed the pair of black pants from the couch. There is no longer any place for me to sleep. I have vomited 3 times in protest, but there is no sign that anything will change. My only hope is rest on the computer keyboard, but sadly no one is currently using it. I will wait. How to give a cat a pill. Pick cat up and cradle it in the crook of your left arm as if holding a baby. Position right forefinger and thumb on either side of cat's mouth and gently apply pressure to cheeks while holding pill in right hand. As cat opens mouth, pop pill into mouth, allow cat to close mouth and swallow. Dear Diary, it has come to my attention that the authorities have 2 hands, but seem to have made it the sadistic policy only to pet me with one of them at a time. I have decided to plead with the authorities to rub my belly. I think it will do me good in my current condition. I would like to receive 2 rubs exactly. A 3rd one and I will bite the shit out of them as per protocol. Wish me luck. Step 2. Retrieve pill from floor and cat from behind sofa. Cradle cat in left arm and repeat process. Dear Diary, yesterday I put in a simple request regarding the door to the garden, but seemingly out of sheer spite, the authorities refused to hold the door open long enough for me to decide whether to go outside or inside, or outside or inside. Step 5. Retrieve pill from goldfish bowl and cat from top of wardrobe. Call spouse from garden. Chris! Step 6. Kneel on floor with cat wedged firmly between knees. Hold front and rear paws. Ignore low growls emitted by cat. Get spouse to hold head firmly with one hand while forcing wooden ruler into mouth. Drop pill down ruler and rub cat's throat vigorously. I'm not paranoid. I'm not touching my food because there's a pill in it. I'm not having that treat because there's a pill in it. I'm not playing with that toy because there's a pill in it. I'm not going into that room because there's a pill in it. I'm not sleeping on that couch because there's a pill in it. I'm not looking at the sky because there's a pill up there. I'm not doing anything because there's a pill everywhere. You may think I'm paranoid. You may think I'm rather mute, but you're not going to fool me twice. And besides, I think I can cure hookworm with my mind. Calm your tits. I understand your obsession, but you people are out of control. I'm cute and silly. I've got attitude. I get it, but wake the hell up already. Every internet link I see, every commercial I watch, every hipster-ass music festival in the nasty-ass desert, there's always a cat. What's the big deal? In case you forgot, I'm only a pet. So get the fuck over it. Breaking news, I'm ridiculously adorable. Listen up, Kate Couric. Everyone already knows that. Get with the program. Us cats are not commercial worthy. Cat herders, no, thank you. Cats with thumbs, pass. Telecom kittens, I want my money back. special cat lick is the reason I attacked your ankles last week. Apology not accepted. Oh, you thought you posted videos of me. Look, I'm having a panic attack in a box. Look, I'm in a costume made of fruit. Look, I'm ironically getting along with other animals. Guess what, Spielberg? I made a few videos myself. Your face when I scratched the shit out of your mother's first designer handbag that she's been waiting her whole life to own. Your face when I use your shoe as a litter box. Your face when I refuse to leave while you're mating. Keep posting videos of me being vulnerable, and I'll start posting videos of you eating your feelings. No, you cannot has cheeseburger. You know what you can have? Toxoplasmosis. That's right, asshole. I am not afraid to give you a parasitic disease. Keep messing with my shit and see what happens. Test me. I dare you. So go ahead. Continue making those annoying-ass cat memes. We'll see who the real victim is soon enough. Just stop freaking the fuck out over domesticated animals. It's embarrassing. Get a grip and move on. Now, scratch my belt. Dear Diary, I've been stalking an insect on the wall for the past 3 days. All of my attempts to capture it have been thwarted. However, today, on further inspection, I found out that the insect was in fact a thumbtack. There is no logic in this place. Step 8. Wrap cat in large towel and get spouse to lie on cat with head just visible from below armpits. Put pill in end of drinking straw, force mouth open with pencil and blow down drinking straw. Step 9. Check label to make sure pill is not harmful to humans. Drink glass of water to take the taste away. Apply Band-Aid to spouse's forearm and remove blood from carpet with cold water and soap. My life is ruined. That was just for you. That was our little joke, so we could share a little laugh, just the two of us alone. But you took that special moment. You posted it online. Now 40 million people think I bark like a dog. And so I hide under the covers, cursing your very name, saying you better get a good lawyer, or me, a great agent. Dear Diary, it is 3 in the morning. The authorities have closed the door to the bedroom. I can only assume that they have forgotten about me and have left me here to die. As a last resort, I will stand post for the rest of the night and sing the song of my people in hopes they rescue me. Step 13. Tie cat's front paws to rear paws with garden twine and bind tightly to leg of dining room table. Find heavy-duty pruning gloves from shed. Force cat's mouth open with small wrench. Push pill into mouth, followed by large piece of filet mignon. Hold head vertically and pour a half a pint of water down the throat to wash pill down. Dear Diary, my attempts to destroy the terrible plant have all been for naught. Somehow, almost as if by evil magic, a new one has appeared in its place. I will have to start over now. Like Sisyphus, I am bound to hell. Step 14. Get spouse to drive you to the emergency room. Sit quietly while doctor stitches fingers and forearm and removes pill remnants from right eye. Call the furniture store on way home to order a new table. Why is the dog man's best friend? Because I don't greet you at the door? Because I don't wave my tail when you leave? Because I don't play catch or fetch? Because I don't do a single trick? Because I don't beg for your attention? Because I don't answer you when you call? Well, I also don't watch you having sex. And let's just say the dog talks.
All right, our second POI tie will be by an award-winning member of our individual event squad. So please put your hands together for Kathy Ty, whose piece is entitled Undesirable Jobs Program.
I'm not a telemarketer. I'm an artist. I understand that you don't appreciate the importance of what I do, sir, and that your plebeian taste and suburban mindset guarantee that you cannot possibly comprehend the multiple layers of meaning and indeed beauty in the work that I just presented to you. But regardless of your personal taste or lack thereof, I thank you to not refer to me as another fucking telemarketer.
The trainee sitting next to me wrote on her notepad, important to smile. Don't forget smile. The admonition came from a crew-cut pilot in the front of the room. Now girls, I want you to go out there and really smile. Your smile is your biggest asset. I want you to go out there and use it. Emotional management is defined by Arlie Russell Hochschild as the creation or suppression of feeling in order to sustain an outward countenance that produces the proper state of mind in others. The ability to manage our emotions as well as our actions can be complicated by the career paths we choose in life. Sometimes they can be physically dangerous, while other times they can be emotionally challenging. Our ability to perform an undesirable job effectively while maintaining the emotional fallout can be quite challenging. In I'm Not a Telemarketer, I'm an Artist by Jilly Gagnon, Spider-Man Speaks at Career Day by Rick Stoichel, The Managed Heart, The Commercialization of Human Feeling by Arlie Russell Hochschild, and Picking Up, Behind the Streets and Trucks of the Sanitation Workers of New York by Robin Nagel, a program, Emotional Labor.
Now is the time where I was gonna throw in a joke such as, is that potential I smell, or is that my spidey sense tingling? But your principal already used that line when you guys were walking in the auditorium. Well, the point is, a lot of you probably want to be a superhero or a fireman, but life's gonna throw you for a loop. And instead of your special dreams, you'll be forced to pick something real based off your abilities. For example, you, the chubby redhead kid in the front. You probably won't pass the police physical, so you'll have to get a job at a law firm, maybe filing some papers. And you, little girl in the front row with all that lip gloss on. Even though you may want to be a physical therapist now, if you get pregnant at 16, you'll be stuck working the registers at the A&P.
No matter the circumstances, a hurricane, a blizzard, a terrorist attack, the garbage always gets picked up. Being a sanitation worker in this day and age is more dangerous than being a fireman or a policeman. Many routes require workers to move between the edges of oddly bent license plates. Where the edges of oddly bent license plates can slide shins and caps. Hypodermic needle sticks have always been especially unnerving, and plenty of workers have endured the agonizing wait between potential disease exposure and test results. There are those moments when the compactor blade hits solid objects and catapults them back out of the hopper. Bolts, nails and screws, and glass shards can become lethal projectiles.
You say you're tired of people like me interrupting your dinner? You can't possibly know how tired I am of having to step out of this world and into the one I've willed into existence through sheer creative force, time after time, all for the sake of my art. You deride what I do, calling it annoying or invasive or a privacy intrusion. But here's where you're wrong. That is exactly what good art should do. It should root around your soul, dig up emotions that you didn't even know you had, and hit you right when you were sitting down to your family dinner, leaving you hungry and your food cold. You say that you're only expressing your contempt for my kind, but really,
You're proving that what I'm doing has power. Meaning, so much in the fact that it can even worm its way into a cold little hostile mind like yours.
So the point is, most of you will have to take a day job. That's soul crushing, but it pays the bills. And since being a superhero doesn't really pay at all, I also have a day job. Can't really go into the details of my work because I don't want to blow my alias. However, we can tell you that you can't count on your industry being around forever. I mean, with technology changing so rapidly, who's gonna say the newspaper industry will be around much longer? And who's gonna pay for my photos? Oh, well look, I've said too much already.
The flight attendant is obliged not only to smile, but to try to work up some warmth behind it. It affects the very degree to which we feel, and sometimes our capacity to feel. Feelings can be used to give clue to the operating truth, but in private life, as well as on the job, two complications can arise. We are capable of disguising what we feel, pretending to feel what we do not, doing surface acting. In surface acting, we deceive others about what we feel, but we do not deceive ourselves. And in deep acting, make feigning easy by making it unnecessary. The actor must believe that an imagined happening really is happening now.
But of course, you wouldn't understand that because you're not an artist. I can see right here in my call sheet that you're a pool, accessories, and services worker. God, I can't imagine something as soul-sucking as that. Did you know that when we make a sale, we have to walk to the middle of the room and pull on a bell hung there only for that purpose? And when we pass a series of go get 'em goals, we get a free premium coffee, or at even higher levels, an office pizza party.
Conley, who had 23 years on the job, didn't think anything of the trash containers set out on 84th Street. It was the usual pile that awaited him on this round, one of the last on his stomach. He tossed the load in the hopper, and just as he was turning away from the trash, the blade bit through the bag and broke open a jug of liquid and sealed within it. The resulting geyser that hit Hanley full on was a 70% solution of hydrofluoric acid. Hanley's death was a shocking tragedy, in part that it was such a horrific way to die. More mundane circumstances can be equally heartbreaking.
Some of you are probably wondering why I'm bleeding from my abdomen. Before entering the school, I swung onto the roof, which is just sort of how I operate. And the two security guards you have here on duty thought I was some sort of maniac or pedophile and, well, jumped me. But I mean, that makes sense. I mean, why would a guy in a spider suit be at school? Unless maybe the principal of that school reminded the appropriate people that Spider-Man was gonna be the guest speaker. Still, I get fed up. I mean, how could I not? Do I come into your job and scream at you to take me out to sucking this already? How many times do I have to tell you I'm not interested? No. I don't. Well, partly that's just because you don't call me at home with offers of pool service, but I like to think of it as the difference between people like you, workers, people like me, artists. I'm willing to put my life's creation, my work, my very soul on the line, even in the face of criticism. And the heckler here and there is what I have to face. Well, then sign me up for no money down, interest-free offer. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an office pizza party goal to achieve.
Our next speaker is Ms. Colette Bloomer, who, among other things, is the Assistant Director of Community Outreach and Individual Events here at Cal State Fullerton, which means that she shepherds the individual events program and is responsible for the tournaments and lots of outreach that the debate and individual events team does here in the community in Fullerton. And her POI is around the theme Garden Gnomes. So please put your hands together for Colette Bloomer.
Keep listening if you want to live. Call them what you want. Garden gnomes, lawn ornaments, little evil outdoor statuary hell-bent on world domination. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that right now they're hiding in plain sight, pretending to be symbols of merriment and goodwill, but secretly, quietly, while pushing diminutive wheelbarrows and brandishing miniature flower pots, they're planning home invasions all over the world. Perhaps they're in your backyard right now, and you're staring at one. Wait a minute. Is that gnome a little closer to the patio door than it was yesterday? This program of oral interpretation presents two pieces that highlight not only the notion that gnomes are real, but that I may be secretly afraid that they are plotting to end human civilization outright. These two pieces: How to Survive a Garden Gnome Attack, Defend Yourself When the Lawn Warriors Strike, and They Will, by Chuck Sambucino, and A Letter That Seems to Be From My Garden Gnomes, by Michael Knox, present this program. Be afraid. Dear Michael, we, your garden gnomes, have decided that it is time to let you know the truth. We are alive. This is not a prank. We have been concealing ourselves for some time, but have decided after much examination, since you mercilessly creamed your nephew in that Cool Whip fight, sorry about the pun, that you are our kind of guy. You have made the most important decision of your life: to educate yourself and take a stand against these suburban subversives. As gnomes continue to populate the planet at an alarming rate, we are all at risk. Some of us will have years to wait before we have to fight a garden gnome to the death in single combat. Scarily, some of us have days at most. So why haven't you been attacked yet? That's a good question. A question by someone who wants to stay alive. Perhaps the gnomes decided to assault your neighbors first. Perhaps your life is on the agenda for tomorrow. We know that this must seem like a joke of some sort, but we assure you that we are alive. And in order to persuade you, we have compiled a list of facts that no one but us could know. Firstly, we know that you think it was neighborhood delinquents who have been sneaking in here and rearranging us. The truth is, we just can't remember what order you put us in after we have our little parades around the backyard all night. Also, Snuff Nuff, the one with the accordion, who you found broken in the street out front, was not stolen by those hypothetical delinquents, whom we remember you cursing. And we could hear you all the way back here. We thought you should know. He was hit by a pickup truck while crossing the street to see if those tacky flamingos rented by your in your neighborhood. They're out there, moving around, conspiring to kill. You're stuck between a rock and a hard gnome blade. What are you going to do? You can't just pick up and move. And even if you did, who's to say with absolute certainty a few bearded hitchhikers wouldn't stow away in your U-Haul? Oh, no, no. What is needed here is a multi-pronged approach to repel invaders and fortify your residence. The gnomes have their weapons. You have yours. They've got a strategy. So will you. Mentally prepare yourself now. And while you do, please feel free to tie back long hair. Please lose the dangly earrings. For the love of Mike, take off that tie if you're still wearing one. Do that, and then come back. We'll wait. They won't. Secondly, we know that about the talk that you and Clara had about the state of your relationship. We thought you should know. She did a lot of eye rolling and hand pupper jabbering while you weren't looking. We don't like her. And we think she's a flake. If an attack is in progress, a panicked phone call to the cops is not recommended. For some reason, law enforcement personnel have never taken reports of garden gnome attacks seriously. This is a worldwide problem. So if calling 911 is not an option, what should you do? Thirdly, it was us who ate the peanuts you left out here a few nights ago. We heard you complain about the grumbling about the mess that we left at the shelves too, but how you thought it was squirrels. Sorry. We like peanuts. We figured you were too wasted to remember if you devoured them and thrown the shells all over the place or not. A bat is not your best option, because a bat is used for striking a baseball in midair. You may be tempted to toss or pitch a gnome into your neighbor's backyard. Although we can all smile at this idea, it's never wise to strike a gnome while it's careening through the air. If you swing and miss, you're screwed. Fourthly, we see you pee out here all the time. Did you know you can make your own quicksand? Well, if you did, you no doubt have already tried concocting some. If the pit is dug correctly, a gnome will sink slowly and perish. All that will be visible is his pointed hat. Such visual evidence is quite an effective deterrent to others who may be planning an attack. Plus, there's a good chance that gnomes could sink while trying to save the first one. A row of gnome hats sprouting from your yard makes for an interesting garden display. Fifthly, we know about the pirate costume incident, and it was us who disposed of it for you, so you can relax. You're welcome. And for the love of... we hope that wasn't what it smelled like. If it was, we suggest wearing a diaper to the next costume kegger. Keeping bathroom counter surfaces clear of clutter is an important safety tip. Bathrooms in particular are veritable death traps because so many places exist for a gnome to hide in plain sight. Think twice, no, 3 times, before reaching blindly for that shampoo. Personal hygiene is important, but is it worth your life? Sixthly, we're getting a little tired of Clara's pokey enthusiasm for chi and chi-related complaints about this garden. We may just be garden gnomes. That stuff's a load of crap. would like to complain that your little nephew knocked him over during the righteous slathering. The rest of us like your little nephew, and would like to say that Puffruff is something of a whiny little bitch sometimes. With the exception of Puffruff, we would all like to see more whipped cream related activities out here. The glue stick is an affordable tool for cornering gnomes. Garden warriors traipsing through the area will quickly find their boots stuck to the kitchen floor. To escape, they will be forced to abandon their footgear and jump backward, away from more glue, and more importantly, away from you. I can't stress this enough. A gnome that's stuck to the floor is not dead, nor is it unconscious. Don't forget that it is a whirling dervish of death that must be disabled from a distance before advancing any closer. We think that should just about cover it, Michael. We're sure that you're still skeptical about either the veracity of this letter or your mental health right now. We apologize. The point is, we just want to be friends. If you do too, bring drinks in little glasses out into the backyard right now. We love drinking contests. And after your birthday, we know you do too. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're well on your way to becoming a gnome-slaying warrior who refuses to submit to the New World Order of sadistic backyard ornaments. Remember, the only good gnome is a dead gnome. Period.
So that was the last POI, and we're going to move into the part of the evening that has poetry and monologues. The next speaker is actually a member of the debate team, Sarah Beth Brooks, who will be performing a self-authored piece of poetry called On Being Pretty. Please give it up for Sarah Beth Brooks. Great.
Today is her birthday. She picked the dress with all the lace and sequins, and I got down on my knees in front of her and asked her what she wanted. She looked up and off into the distance, pushed the blonde curls out of her eyes. I want to be pretty, she declared. Today, she is 4 years old. Someday in the not-so-distant future, pretty will be a thoughtful comment. It will not be a thoughtful comment on the occasion of her birthday. It will be, you're just not pretty enough. Or it will be, oh, she's just another pretty face. When did we start to teach young girls that pretty is a virtue? That pretty is what gets you ahead? To aspire to be pretty before anything else. She was only 4 years old, and for her birthday, she wants to be pretty. How early do we start the indoctrination into this cult of beauty, despite her mother's best attempts to carefully dole out television in 1-ounce portions to monitor every message and idea she receives to encourage her skills in reading and science, math and art? And I don't think she's ever seen a pageant queen, so where did she learn pretty from? I'm left to wonder if it wasn't the magazines at the checkout stands, or the way that mama gets all dressed up glam to go out on the town with her friends. Or when we were in the dressing room and I obsessed over whether my clothes fit just right. Or is it because we praised her for being a pretty girl all her life? I know that one day she will have to learn that pretty is not her only asset. I want her to know that she can move mountains with her voice, that she can write words that will alter the course of history, that she can lift the world above her head like Atlas, and that she doesn't need to be pretty to do it. I did not carry her to term, and although I may never be pregnant with a child, My heart awakes pregnant with poetry, the words I bring into the world, not always pretty. The world can be a dirty, ugly place. The truth is that sometimes you just have to get messy. It's not always perfect. Sometimes the things you wanted crumble and slip right through your fingers, but I want her to know that she will never be happy chasing someone else's dream of what she should be. That a beautiful soul does not always have what society thinks of as a pretty body. I want her to know that she is worth so much more than what she looks like to the world. I want her to know that there will be ashes from which she will need to rise, and that that is not always pretty. Auntie, she says to me, be pretty with me. She twirls around in her dress, chewing on one of those long blonde curls. And I have to wonder what being pretty means to her.
Our final speaker for the evening is Alex Beltran, who's also a member of the policy debate team here at Cal State Fullerton, whose monologue is going to be on a subject very near and dear to my heart. If there was a Word of the Year award for this year, I hope that you join me in my estimation that the word that would win this year is selfie. And that's what this monologue is about. So please give it up for Alex Beltran.
Selfie's Word of the Year Acceptance Speech by Rachel COMM. Oh my fucking god! I just can't even right now. I mean, it makes total sense, but Word of the Year? That's such an honor. This really means a lot to me. Hashtag no filter. Especially because there were some great work this year. I mean, I did this the hard way though, with dedication. Thank God. Not all of us can say that. I'm looking at you, twerk. But tweeps, you were on my level the whole way up. I partially have my tweets to thank for winning this thing. Without all of you ignoring your friends and family and just focusing on getting that one perfect tweet ready shot of just yourself, where would I be? Probably in a garbage bag instead of a hashtag. Am I right? I know. All kidding aside, it really is amazing to be up here tonight looking down at company I never thought I'd be in. Like Gif. He's in the audience and he literally cannot sit still. It really is amazing. And though it might not seem like it because some have called me a hero, I really am humble. Valencia or Mayfair? Which one would make me look better? They do have a point though. See, it was just a few years ago, people would spend hours getting ready to go out, just to go to a dark club where no one could see how perfectly their lip gloss matched the bra under their see-through shirt. What did this lead to? It led to America's #1 killer, depression. And I single-handedly pulled these souls out of their despair and literally gave them a reason to get dressed in the morning, a reason to put on gym clothes, a reason to pucker up and get their duck on, for crying out loud. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, Facebook, but don't get your depends in a twist. Times are changing and you really aren't keeping up. But hey, I will admit that you were an original at one point, so no hard feelings. Hashtag follow to follow, man. Oh my gosh, wait, someone just hashtag selfie. Let's move on. I have quite a few thank yous to dole out, and I already hear the music starting up. I like to go back for a minute and thank online dating sites who really helped me break on the scene back when I was just known as bathroom selfie. Laugh all you want. I came up from the bottom. Holla back, Drake. So, all of you shirtless men out there, thank you so much for taking all that time trying to get the perfect angle in the bathroom mirror where it looks like one might almost just barely see your naughty bits. And traffic, boredom, working out, loneliness. I know you all get a bad rap, but we're cool. You really been supportive too. But of course, I saved the best for last. My dear Instagram. Instagram. Oh my fucking god. You. If I needed a soulmate, it would be you. Every meaningful hashtag Throwback Thursday I have is with you, my friend. If it weren't for you in our late nights with the Kardashians and Rihanna, I don't even know where I would be right now. I mean, probably still here. But the word needs biffles. Hashtag Insta-love to you all. Okay, oh, looks like I really have gone over the time limit. Just real quick, digital cameras, phones, smartphones, and photo booths. You guys rock. If I could just ask the escorts to like step out of the frame really quick. I need to get a shot of myself up here. Perfect. Hashtag pick of the day. Thank you.
So that's our program for the evening, and I hope you've enjoyed this hour with us as much as we've enjoyed hosting you and performing these pieces up here. And I just wanted to reinforce the notion that even outside of what you've enjoyed here, coming to see the pieces and listening to the members of the CSUF Forensic Squad, that the money that you've donated will go to a very good cause that helps students who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to go to Debate Institute have a life-changing opportunity at that activity. So thank you very much for your time, and have a nice evening.